clear is kind. So we want to be honest with people. We want to give them clarity, and we want to help really say, we care about you. This doesn't feel like the best use of your skills and talents. So if you're asking how to fire someone nicely, you're asking the wrong question. I'm going to fire him in a second. It's going to be a really good time happening.
So what's the right question?
Well, the right question is, how do you hire the right people to begin with? What are the steps that you can take to hire well so that you're not in a position, at least not very often, that you're actually having to fire someone?
Yeah, the goal is to hire, train, and fire to your core values so that you can get alignment with people that you're hiring and have on your staff, and then to have longevity with people that are really good people, right? Then you don't have to worry about this issue of firing or firing nicely or anything like that. And so when you're talking about that kind of stuff, a lot of companies don't actually think about the hiring process as much. Quite frankly, a lot of companies, especially small companies, they don't have enough experience in it because you don't hire that many people in your career usually. Right. So how do you get good at it? What do you do? What are the tricks?
Yeah, or as a small company, maybe you outsource that because you know you're not good at it, but the HR people you're outsourcing to aren't really thinking about your values. They're not doing that kind of alignment, because that's actually a pretty unique approach for HR companies. So
one of the things we talk about in our hiring process that we teach people is we actually have a multi-step process that we go through. And part of it is building a really cool, great identity around what kind of employee do you want? What are they going to work? Competence and character. What is their skill level set, and are they fit for the job? So you need to know what the job is. So working through identifying that clearly. Then being able to make sure that their character fits your culture, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then with that, you're talking about the idea that you want to go, okay, so if you're going to fit my culture, what are the things that are really key for me to pay attention to? At the top of the list is your core values of a company. If you don't understand or know or can't articulate quickly the top 3 to 5 core values of your company, you're always going to have problems finding the right fit, because it's like you can bounce around it, and some people are better at it than others hiring, right? But we've seen the problems, and the more we got to be articulate in our core values, the faster we were able to identify, is this person aligned with us or not? They may be a great person. They may be skilled at what they do, but they may not fit your core values, and they may not fit your culture.
Yeah. You learn this stuff usually as business owners by doing it wrong, right?
Yeah.
So the reality is, even when you're trying to hire well, there are mistakes that are made. I mean, we have hired people that weren't the best fit for our culture in the past. So when that happens, and it does happen, even when you're trying, we've seen people sneak into organizations that looked great at the front and seemed to fit everything, and then suddenly you're like, oh no, this is not going to work. So then what do you do? How do you, what we would call, coach someone out, fire someone nicely? How do you do that? We've had to do that.
Yeah, well, and you do the best work up front, like we said, and then you come back and if you care about people and where their careers are going, if you care about them as human beings, if you are good at identifying what's going on in your company, of what you need done, what the position is, and everything else, you start to be able to have a conversation of coaching them through first. You're not meeting these qualities, you're not meeting these standards. If you really want to fire somebody nicely, right, which we don't think is the best question, but if you miss on the hiring part, then the best thing to do is to care about them and to help them figure out if this isn't the best fit for them, for their skill level at this time, for maybe this isn't the best company or the best job for them in their career, and you don't have anything else you can move them to or help them. Once you've gone through and said, here, let me help you, you're kind of always guiding them towards, we want the best for you. And you can't be faking it, right? Everybody can smell that one.
Well, and I would say most of the time, I think when you're in a situation where you need to be coaching someone out, it's like they may not want to know, they may not want to know, but the minute you articulate, hey, I'm wondering if this is the best fit for you, they're already asking that question. Because if they're not doing a good job and it's not working well, whether it's a culture fit or a skill fit, they're already uncomfortable. So to be able to approach with caring, but there's the saying, and I'm trying to remember who said it, but clear is kind. So we want to be honest with people. We want to give them clarity, and we want to help really say, we care about you. This doesn't feel like the best use of your skills and talents. How do we help you move along?
There's another video that we'll do on literally walking through this process of letting somebody go, and if you have to. And there are great ways to do it. But really, the core here is, if you're trying to fire somebody nicely, that's the wrong question. The right question is, how do I hire the right people so I don't have to do that nearly as much?